Hello everyone, this is Muhammad Wasim Khan, an instructor of the Project Planning and Management course. Welcome back to the third part of this lecture. This lecture is about managing the project team. We would like to continue our lecture from managing conflicts within the project team. As you know that within any team or within a project team, the project team members or the project manager may face different conflicts, and these conflicts affect the project outcomes. Therefore, it is very necessary to manage those particular conflicts. Disagreements and conflicts naturally emerge within a project team during the life of the project. Participants will disagree over priorities, allocation of resources, the quality of specific work, solutions to discovered problems, and so forth. Some conflicts support the goals of the group and improve the project performance. For example, two members may be locked in a debate over a design decisions involving different features of a product. They argue that their preferred feature is what the primary customer truly wants. This disagreement may enforce them to talk to or get more information from the customer, with the result that they realize neither feature is highly valued, but instead the customer wants something else. On the other hand, conflicts can also hinder group performance. Initial disagreements can escalate into the heated arguments, with both parties storming out of the room and refusing to work together. We will come back to excuse me, managing dysfunctional conflict, but let's talk about this particular figure or graph. Project duration. This graph actually show the conflict intensity, which is on the y-axis, and on the x-axis we have the project life from definition to the delivery. So during project definition, the most significant sources of conflict are priorities, administrative procedures, schedule, and workforce. Disputes over the disputes occur over the relative importance of the project compared with other activities, which project management structure to use, the personnel to be assigned, the scheduling of the project into existing workloads. During you can see here, during the planning phase, the chief source of conflict remains priorities, followed by the schedules, procedures, and technical requirements. This is the phase where the project moves from a general concept to a detailed set of plans. Disagreements often emerge over the final schedule, the availability of resources, communication, and decision-making procedures, and technical requirements for the project. During the execution phase, uh, friction arises over schedule slippage, technical problems, and staff issues. Milestones become more difficult to meet because of accumulating schedule slippages. This leads to tension within the team as delays prevents others from starting or completing their work. Managing the trade-offs between time, cost, and performance becomes paramount. The project managers must decide between letting the schedule slip, investing additional funds to get back on the track, or scaling back the scope of the project in order to save time. Technical problems involve finding solutions to unexpected problems and integrating the contributions of different people. The strain of the project may be expressed in interpersonal conflicts as well as pressures to use resources more effectively. During the delivery phase here, the schedules continue as the biggest source of conflict is schedule slippages, make it more difficult to meet target completion dates. Pressures to meet the objectives, coupled with growing anxiety over future assignments, increases interpersonal tensions. Technical problems are rare since most of them have been worked out during the earlier phase. Uh, okay, let's talk about managing the dysfunctional conflict. Managing dysfunctional conflict is a much more challenging task than encouraging the functional conflict. First, dysfunctional conflict is hard to identify. A manager might have two highly talented professionals who had each other's guts, but in the heat of competition, they produce meritorious results. Is this a pleasant situation? No. Is it functional? Yes, as long as it contributes to project performance. Conversely, sometimes a functional conflict degenerates into a dysfunctional conflict. This change occurs when technical disagreements evolve into irrational personality clashes, or when failure to resolve an issue causes unnecessary delays in critical project work. So, we can have, five things that we can discuss here, like mediate the controlling. This is the first thing, how to manage the dysfunction conflict. So we can manage by mediating the conflict, by arbitrate the conflict, or control the conflict, accept the conflict, or eliminate the conflict. So let's talk about each of them. We would like to discuss it briefly. Mediate the conflict first. The manager intervenes and tries to negotiate a resolution by using reasoning and persuasion